This conference will now be recorded.
So till now, anyone has any doubts? Okay, no issues. So today we will try to understand about two topics. One is inventory closing, process. Second one is item model group. These are the two important topics. Okay. So let me show in the application. Taking duplicate. So if I go to inventory management, then setup inventory, we have item model groups. And in the same manner, we have periodic tasks, closing and adjustment. So inventory closing means in our system, closing and adjustment process. Okay, so it is in inventory management process, inventory management, periodic tasks. Okay, so this is closing and adjustment is in general, people will speak the word inventory closing. Okay, that is the reason I have used the word inventory closing process, but in the system it is closing and adjustment form. Okay, that is available in inventory management, periodic tasks, closing and adjustment process. I'm sorry. So to understand about this closing and adjustment process, we have, before that we need to understand a small information about item model group. After 1 hour, you are going to learn more details about item model group. So if you go to item model group, you know already that item model group is in setup, inventory, item model groups. Okay, if you click new, there are so many models. FIFO, LIFO date, weighted average date, standard cost, and moving average. Okay, we need to understand the major 4 parts: FIFO, LIFO, weighted average, and standard cost. Then after this, if you learn these things, on top of that, you can learn by date. Extra date is there. LIFO is there, LIFO date. Weighted average there, weighted average date. And there is a moving average. Okay. So the difference between these things I will discuss later. So the major parts you need to understand what is the difference between these models. Anyone has any idea about these 4 models? Anything? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anyone has any idea?
FIFO is first in, first out.
Okay. Yes. FIFO is first in, first out.
And then I don't have an idea about other 3.
Okay, at
Last
least,
in, first out,
yeah, last in first out.
and weighted average and a standard cost.
Okay, so this abbreviation is fine. Okay, fine at least. So no one knows about this. What is this means? Am I right? Fine. Now I'm just creating one. Suppose I am purchasing an item. First purchase order. I have received 10 quantity at the rate of 100. Then it is 1000. I have purchased the same item after 2 days. Then it is actually 120, that is 1200. Now after 2 days, sales order invoice, I sold 8 quantity at the rate of 200, 1600. Now there are two things. How many quantity available in my warehouse? So earlier I don't have any stock, a new item. So purchase order invoiced, I mean to say received and invoiced, and received and invoiced, and sold, dispatched and invoiced. So in my warehouse, how many available? I want participation in this one. It is not a complex.
600 left.
12,
No, I am asking a quantity.
12,
This is
12.
12 quantity. Okay, fine. Now how much amount? Yes. How much amount means? Can anyone guess? How much amount of the material in my warehouse? Yeah. So one person guessed like 600 something. So it is a confusion. How to calculate this value? Actually, quantity is easy. So 10 received. So because purchase order invoice means plus. Purchase order invoice means plus. Sales order means dispatched minus. Fine. 10 plus 10, 20. 20 minus 8, it is 12. How many quantity available in my warehouse means how many quantity available in my warehouse means 12. It is very simple, not a complex. But how much amount of the material? How much amount of the material means it is a lot of confusion. How to calculate? Okay. So in this case, if it is FIFO, first in first out. First in first out means 8 quantity I will deduct here. 8 quantity I will deduct here. That is first in first out. I am assuming first items are removed. Okay, first in first out. So 2 quantity removed. Sorry, 8 quantity removed. Then 2 quantity available. 2 into 100 plus 10 into 120. Then it is 200 plus 1200, 1400 is the amount. Understood the calculation? Take the example plastic chairs, white plastic chairs. White plastic chair, initially I have purchased at the rate of 100. Later I have purchased at the rate of 120. Now sold for 8 quantity. Then available quantity 12, fine. But if I want to calculate amount, then it is, I am assuming first 8 quantity removed from this one, then it will be remaining 2 quantity will be there. Remaining 2 multiply with 100, 200 plus 10 into 120, it is 1200. 200 plus 10, 1200, it is 1400. Understood the calculation? Okay. I think you heard about, like, everyone know about CA and ICWA, particularly finance team. You should know about two very valued certifications in India. It is Chartered Accountant, and another one is ICWA. Am I right? So Chartered Account is more about finance. I mean to say trial balance, everything. ICWA is more about inventory calculations. In that, a very big subject, inventory valuation. Okay, so in that, it is a small topic we are learning in ICWA, whatever it is there. This is called inventory costing. Small part, very small piece we are learning, inventory costing. Okay, so FIFO method, one of the method is FIFO. So white chairs are suppose keyboards. Keyboards I have purchased, normal keyboard. So I don't have any track on that keyboard, like any serial number or batch number, something. So total 10 plus 10, 20 keyboards are there. 8 keyboards are sold. So remaining amount is. So if you look at this FIFO, the naming convention, clients will misunderstood like. So FIFO means first in first out, means I have purchased 20 quantity. Delivery boy is picking from here or here, I don't know. Physical movement we cannot assume, we cannot predict, because delivery boy, he may pick from this 3 quantity, like 5 quantity from here, or 2 quantity from here and 6 quantity from here. I cannot predict. Here FIFO means for valuation only, to calculate picking from here or which item, some items from here, some items from here. I cannot, I don't know. Agree with me? Understood?
Yes.
So the clients will misunderstood like the physical, physically what is happening. So we cannot control the delivery boys with the system. So clients will misunderstood like first in first out, I want first in first out. We cannot control delivery boys like you pick this item. How can I know? Because these 10 items where he kept, and 10 items where he kept, and whether he mixed it or not, physically I don't have any control. System will not control the physical movement of the material until and unless if you have a batch number. If you have serial number, I'm sorry, if you have serial number or batch number, then it will control. You are giving instructions like to the delivery boy, take the batch number, this batch number, and this batch number, serial number. If you don't have that kind of, like suppose white chairs, as I told you another example, white chairs, we will not have any barcodes for the charges, like chairs. Normal plastic chairs, we will not have that kind of barcode. If it is not there, whether he is picking from here, whether he is picking from here, which one he picked, I don't know. But this is for inventory calculations. Okay, understood everyone? Please respond here. It is most important. Yes or no?
Just got it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now If it is a LIFO calculation, yeah, now guide me like LIFO calculation. Anyone? It is simple. We have learned before. Then the same manner
2
LIFO.
into 120 plus 10 into
Okay.
100.
2 into 120 plus 10 into 100. Okay, 240 plus 1000 is 1240. Agree with me? Clear? So system will calculate, if you map before, system will calculate the value of 1400. If you map LIFO, system will calculate 1200. Now weighted average. Weighted average is, it is like this. This is, you learned this weighted average during your 10th standard. So if you love mathematics, you can remember. If you are not, then please now try to understand the method of weighted average calculation is like this. This is the formula. Total amount divided by total quantity. Total amount divided by total quantity. So it is 1000 plus 1200 divided by, because I love mathematics, I'm a mathematics faculty whenever my age is 10 years. I mean to say, when I'm studying 5th standard, I usually teach mathematics to my friends on board. That is my hobby and my interest. Okay, 2200 divided by 20. Then it is 110. This is single piece cost. The cost of the material, or the single piece cost of the material, is 110. So now how many quantity available? It is 12 quantity. Then it is weighted average amount, like in the same manner, weighted average amount is 12 multiplied with 110. It is 0 to 1320. Okay, 1320. So if you are doing FIFO calculation, it is 1400. If you are mapping a LIFO, it is 1220. Sorry, 1240. If it is weighted average, it is 1320. So what is this standard cost means? See,
So 1320 or 1420?
it is 1320 only. It is 1320 only. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, fine. I love mathematics a lot. Okay, that is the reason I will do so many tricks also in mathematics. I'm interested. Fine. Now standard cost. What is this standard cost means? Particularly in manufacturing industry, will map this standard cost usually. Okay, that is a small different topic. We'll discuss this one later. Okay, that is manufacturing industries, usually they will map, they will have costing sheet. In manufacturing industry, they will have one costing sheet. Through costing sheet, you are arriving the cost price. That will be updated in the system in the item cost price through costing sheet. Okay, that costing sheet is more about manufacturing. If we have time, we'll discuss today. Otherwise, this costing sheet and everything, that is, to be frankly, it is a part of manufacturing. But for T&L people, I will give you more insights, little bit more insights later. This is for, usually it will be used for manufacturing industry process. Okay, now, so you have told this one, you have told this one, you have told this one. Let us see how it is showing in the same manner, whether it is showing in the same manner or not in the system. We'll try to create a new item and we'll do quickly these transactions and we'll see how it is showing. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to create 3 models: weighted average, so weighted average I need to map, create, and another one is, if FIFO is available already, I need to create one more LIFO. I need to map LIFO. LIFO date is within the LIFO date wise. Weighted average date means weighted average within the weighted average. Moving average also I will discuss. So major 4 parts we are learning. So 3 is LIFO, FIFO, weighted average. We learned like we have created. So if it is this one is a FIFO, this one is weighted average, this one is LIFO. Okay. 3 model groups we have created. Now I will create an item. For easy understanding purpose, I am creating weighted average. The item name is weighted average. This is not the correct way. We need to create actual item name, but for understanding purpose, I am creating weighted average. Okay. While doing this one, you need to remember this is weighted average. Storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, and mapping. Okay. So purchase price, I don't want to enter here. I will enter in the transaction. So if you click validate, it should be okay, because everything whatever it is required we have mapped. Okay, now I'm creating a new purchase order invoice. We'll do this one and we'll do this one and we'll do this one. Okay, so we know like purchase order creation process. So we can do from AP or procurement and sourcing, any module we can do it. Select the vendor, any vendor is fine, but it will keep on throwing error, it will throw error messages. We know this one. I don't want warning, I want no check. You know this one already, so fine. Site and warehouse. Okay, so let me select the item. Weighted average I'm selecting. Siri. Okay, click tab. Give me 1 second. So I will purchase 10 quantity at the rate of 100. Total 1000. Okay, if you verify the totals, you can verify the totals in the purchase totals. 1000. Okay, now I'm doing confirmation. I will do product receipt. So parallelly we'll see what is happening in the item master. So in this manage inventory, on hand inventory. So if you look at this, it is ordered quantity 10. If you click on search name WAVG, I mean to say search name. So no one like if you are in if you learned already 2012, if you want to understand this one, it will be confusion. In 2012 there will be a separate button, but in D365 no one will assume like this is inside it is available. Okay, here if you look at this one, physical cost amount 0, financial cost amount 0, cost price 0, because we have not purchased, just we have ordered. We have ordered in total. This is ordered in total. Okay, now I will do product receipt. So there is no cost amount. Now I'm doing product receipt. So I'm updating product receipt number, something, click OK. Now if you verify on hand inventory, if you refresh the screen, look at this one. At this point there is no quantity here, there is no amount here, there is no amount here, there is no amount here. If I click refresh, what happened? 10 quantity is physical inventory is 10 quantity, physical inventory, and the physical cost amount is 1000, but cost price is not updated. Physical amount means it is product receipt is updated but not invoiced. Product receipt is updated but not invoiced, and cost amount is not updated anything. Okay, now I will do invoice. So I'm doing invoice. I need to enter vendor invoice number, which I have received from the vendor, and the invoice date, vendor invoice date, I need to enter. So here it is 1000. It is not performed. If it is not confirmed, the system will not allow you to update. You need to update match status. So I'm not changing any prices. Then it is passed. Now click on post. Okay, invoice is updated now. Now we will verify how it is showing in the inventory, like item on hand inventory, the on hand, how it was changing. Observe now, because this is only product receipt is updated, now invoiced. Now once if I refresh, what happens? This will become 0, this will become 1000, and this will update cost price. So cost price will update whenever you are updating the financial cost. I mean to say, in invoice, at the time of invoice, cost price will be updated. If you refresh now, so financial cost amount is updated and cost price is 100 because 1000 I have not sold anything, then it is each item is 10 like 100, so it is 100. Understood? Any doubt here? I hope it is clear. Okay, now we'll do one
Sir, I
more
have a
purchase
doubt
order.
here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this formula has been it is coded before itself. Before if we are only the selecting the FIFO, LIFO and all. But if it is formula, it is if you want me to change anything, it is by the technical consultant.
No, you cannot.
It is default, right?
It's not like default. See, here you are mapping. You have mapped already. So already some transactions are posted. Now in the mid, if you want to do it, it will not allow you.
Okay.
1 second. It should not be. Whether it is allowing? No, it should not. If the transaction is posted, it will not be allowed usually. Maybe so. Usually it will not be allowed, but maybe in 10.0.13 may have bugs, I don't know. This is 10.0.13. Usually you are not allowed to modify the item model group in between.
Okay.
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 We'll see in some other one. Usually will not change. Okay, let me keep this weighted average only. We'll see that one if you have any other versions, we'll see later. Fine. Now, any more doubts? Okay. Now I will create another purchase order. I will create another purchase order. So from any vendor, there is no restrictions here in vendor. I may purchase from any vendor. I need stock, I will purchase from any vendor. Now the same weighted average item, 10 quantity. Today the cost price is increased. It was updated to 120 now. The price may be increased or decreased. Am I right? So now, if you look at the like confirmation, let me confirm this one. Now, if you look at this, if you refresh on hand inventory, search name. So if you refresh, so there is no physical cost amount, but ordered in total is one more 10 quantity. So for reservation, it will show 20 quantity, but physical quantity is 10 only available. Only physical quantity available 10, but I can reserve for 20 quantity because I have given order. Most probably in a few days, I'm going to receive this material. So I can reserve for 20. Okay, fine. That is, but actually like we have physical quantity, it is 10 only. Okay, now let me do product receipt. I'm sorry. Product receipt. Now let us verify on hand inventory how it is showing. So it will become 1200, this one 1200, but cost price and physical amount is no change. because you have received only product receipt. Next, if I do invoice, update my status, past, then I can post. Okay, now on hand inventory, if you refresh, it will be 2200 and the cost price will become 110. This is weighted average cost. I have not sold anything, it is 2200. Now I will do sales order invoice. Eight quantity. I will not enter minus, but system will take care because I am doing sales. It is decreasing. So confirmation, if you want, you can do the confirmation. Otherwise, you can skip. It is not mandatory. Pick and pack, post packing slip. Okay, here I'm selecting all only. So 8 quantity, 1600. I'm updating. Click OK. So I'm doing packing slip. Now, if you verify on hand inventory, what happens? Physical cost amount will be updated with negative. Look at this one. And the stock will be deducted because we did packing slip. It is updated with minus 880. Now available stock is 12 only, and it was showing deducted. So the same cost wise it is showing. Now I will do invoice. So I'm doing invoice. Click OK. Okay. Now if you verify on hand inventory, if you refresh, then it was became 1320. 1320, it is 110 cost price. So remaining quantity 12. Is it clear? Any doubt here? Weighted average, because it is total quantity, total amount divided by total quantity, it will calculate. So total amount, and then it is a cost price. The cost price will be calculated total amount divided by total quantity. So cost price of the item is 110 and multiply with the 12, it is become 1320 is the amount. Okay, clear everyone? Any
Yes.
doubt? Okay, fine. Now we will create one more item, FIFO item, and we'll see the same process. What happened? We'll try to understand. So usually we will not create item name as FIFO. We'll create item, some item. For that we'll map FIFO. That's it. Okay. For easy understanding purpose, I'm creating like this. Usually item name will not be FIFO. So we'll do the same process for this item FIFO. Let me verify, like validate all the fields are mandatory, required or not, mapped or not. It was mapped. Everything is done. We'll try to do a purchase order, we'll try to do a sales order, and we'll try to understand what is happening. Okay, let me create a purchase order. Okay, if you want to create purchase order, here we have purchase orders. Click new. Select the vendor. Any vendor is fine. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
In between there is
Yes,
some
sir.
network issue. Yeah, fine. Thank you. I'm doing confirmation. Okay, we know this message. I don't want that message always. Now it will not come. I'm doing confirmation. So it is completed. Now if you verify released product on hand inventory, lead time scenario, we need to collect from the vendor. Vendor dispatch document number. Now if you verify on hand inventory, refresh, cost price is not updated, but physical amount is 1000. Physical cost amount is 1000, cost price will not be updated. Now I'm doing invoice. And update match status. And before going to post, usually business users, they will validate the invoice copy, whatever they have received and the amount is tallying or not, they will validate. This is the best practice always in real-time scenario, because this invoice is already generated by vendor and you are updating in your system. That's it. Okay, post. Now if you verify on hand inventory, refresh, it is 1100, 1100. Now same process I'm doing for another purchase order at the rate of 120 price. Any vendor is fine. There is no restrictions on the vendors. I may purchase from any vendor. Ten quantity. Now I will purchase at the rate of 120. Confirmation. And then product receipt. This is very important document number in real-time scenario, because vendor, whatever he has provided, that document number you need to enter. I mean to say you means the client. Okay, now if you verify on hand inventory, same, it will update 1200. Cost price will not be updated, but total quantity, available quantity, physical quantity is 20, because we have received another 10 also. So once it is invoiced, invoice date, and before update you will verify totals. So it is 1200. Click close and post. Now if you verify on hand inventory, if you refresh, it will become 2200 total amount. Cost price is 110. Cost price is 110, 2200. Now I will sell the items. 2 items, 8 items. I would like to sell these items. Any vendor is, any customer is fine. No issues. There is no dependence on customer here. Selecting the FIFO item. 8 quantity. So remember, I'm not entering any minus, because of sales it is decreasing. That's it. I'm not entering minus. Now do the packing slip. I'm mapping all only. So it will warn you like you are not taking a printout, no issues. Okay, packing slip is updated. Now if you verify on hand inventory, it will update the physical amount. Look at this one. It is 20. Now it will become 12. It is minus 880. Physical inventory available is 12 because it is already deducted. Only available quantity 12. Now I'm doing invoice. Click OK. Click OK. It is a warning message because you are not taking a printout. So if you verify on hand inventory, actually what is the expected result? If it is a FIFO, it should be 1400. It should be 1400. Now if I refresh, it is showing 1320. So this is wrong. The expectation is if it is a FIFO map, it should be 1320, 1400. This should be 1400, but it is calculating weighted average. It is calculating weighted average. Now what I have to do? Then we need to run this inventory closing process. So system by default, it will calculate weighted average only. Always, whether you have mapped FIFO, whether you have mapped LIFO, whether you have mapped weighted average, system by default, it will calculate weighted average only. But if you run this inventory closing, if you run this inventory closing, inventory management, closing and adjustment, actually closing process, inventory closing process, people will speak the generalized word closing process or inventory closing process, but in the system the name is closing and adjustment. We can go to this closing and adjustment. Now there is two processes here: close procedure, close inventory, close inventory. Another one is recalculation. These two are same. Okay, I am doing the difference between these two, I will explain you later, but I am doing for now recalculation. Recalculation means inventory closing only. I am clicking on recalculation. Now so I would like to execute for item FIFO. Usually we will not select, we will not do for one specific item, but for understanding purpose we are doing for only FIFO. For item number FIFO, click OK. Okay, now execute. Okay, it is asking for one period code. This is not required. 1 second. To prevent the inconvenience in the period and process like closing. This is a warning message only. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. So the reason behind, because of this process, there is some postings will be executed, some postings will be done. So that ledger account system is asking that ledger accounts. Let me show you that one. Because you are doing inventory adjustment process, I mean to say inventory closing, then we need to go to inventory management. So we know like postings, item group. From here we can map, or we can go to the posting also, fine. Either one you can do it. Okay, inventory tab, you need to map these accounts. Inventory issue, inventory expenditure for loss, inventory receipt, and inventory expenditure for profit. Otherwise, you can map here also. The same ledger accounts, you can map here also, inventory tab. In inventory tab also we have that accounts. What is this means? If you are increasing or decreasing the value of the inventory, because it is on hand inventory value, it is currently showing 1320, but as per inventory calculation it should be 1400. So either maybe decreasing or increasing. So in that case, you need to map the ledger accounts for whatever differences are posting, that should be one ledger account. So this is inventory value. This is inventory value. Inventory value in the finance. Okay, this is ledger accounts. Inventory value, this is ledger accounts. And inventory expenditure loss means it is usually will map here cost accounts. Understood? This is you are going to increase because it is not 1320, it should be a 1400 as per the FIFO calculation. So I need to increase the inventory value. That value of increasing or decreasing will be done for this one, and opposite entry you need to map. So now we are going to increase the value so that it will post these accounts, these two, because the inventory value is going to be updated with 80 extra as per the FIFO calculation. Okay, so let me do now. 1 second. Recalculation. Filter. Usually we will not do for specific item, but now I am mapping for specific item. Click OK. So I'm executing now. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Recently, inventory closing process was changed by little bit by Microsoft. Something I need to do it. Okay, fallback main account also we need to map. One more account recently introduced, fallback main account. Let me verify where it is available. Let me go to posting profiles. Inventory expenditure profit, inventory expenditure loss. Okay, this is I have mapped. Let me refresh 1 second, whether it is a refresh issue or not. Let me open once again inventory closing. Recalculation. Filter. Click OK. I'm getting in once again. Also to prevent the investments in the period. And so where inventory clause is an important setup. Okay, we have mapped to correct. We have mapped now. It is there. Let me map for all. I don't know whether it is in a small bug. It is just searching for all. Item group wise is fine actually, but I'm mapping for all also. It is usually it is not required, but I don't know. Let me verify. Just I'm adding extra all. Okay,
So
and
why
one more,
mobiles is selected here under posting?
because we have mapped in the posting in the mobiles. See,
Where is it?
for mobiles we have mapped. For mobiles we have mapped. For mobiles we have mapped. Item group wise mappings. This is mobiles, am I right? You can have another item group and you can map different ledger accounts. This
So
is, yeah.
those items what we created, right? FIFO and weighted average. So those are part of this mobiles item group.
Yeah, mobiles item group. Yes, we have created only one item group. Okay, fine. Clear your doubt? Any
And
confusion? Yeah.
and how did we get those account numbers? Like
Okay.
you are already.
Account. I will tell you. Give me 2 minutes time. Fallback warehouse is mapped. Okay. So this is inventory account. Inventory issue and inventory receipt is inventory account. So client will give you the inventory values, inventory accounts, that accounts whenever you are receiving material or whenever you are issuing material, whatever it is the account you are mapping, that is inventory account. And these two are loss or expenditure. So who is asking? So that based on that, Kishore. Okay, fine. Clear? Any doubt here? Okay, fine. Let me try now. Fallback warehouse, I have mapped, everything is mapped. Inventory closing, recalculation for specific item. You can do for all items, but I would like to show you for the specific item. That is the reason I'm doing. Let me reset first. Okay, let me map for FIFO. Okay, it is refresh issue only. Okay, now it is executed. The calculation inventory job is added to the Are you able to hear me now? So today there is many
Yes.
times. Okay, fine. Now let me refresh. It was updated with the batch job. If you want, you can see the batch job also. So batch job already I have shown earlier. If you want me to show, I will show you once again. It is in 2012. There is in many places Microsoft has updated with the batch job. Okay. Where is that? Inquiries. It is in batch jobs. You can filter by date or closing also. Recalculation. Sorry, we are doing recalculation. So recalculation inventory is doing process. It is progress is showing 0%. Otherwise, I will execute one more time. Before I will try. Let me verify whether it is possible in batch job. Without batch job, no. I need to verify. It should not take much time.
I think the start time is showing tomorrow's date, right? In that batch of schedule start time. So probably we need to change that.
Yeah, technical people are. So can we change this one now? I'm not expertise in the batch jobs because people are technical people also working in this one. We'll do one thing. We'll execute once again batch job. Let me verify whether it is possible to. Okay, we have to enter. This is recalculation up to fine. This is the date, but okay, batch job. How frequent it was mapped. Recurrence. I would like to immediately start. 1 minute. You can map like this. So let me verify. This job may be little bit quicker. Yes, it is executing now. In 1 minute. Because we are deviating the functionality. Actually, I need to show you on-hand inventory should be 1400. So in 2012, we have multiple options, like either you can go with batch job or you can go with this normal. But in this, we don't have. Mm, it is not processing. Do not take much time. Let me verify closing procedure whether it is a mandatory for batch job or not. Give me 1 minute. Both are same. Is it a batch job or not? Let me verify. I think it will be a batch job only. We don't have control. Because we need to see immediately the results. That is the reason we are facing challenges. In real-time scenario, will not verify one by one. Okay. Actually, if it is optional, then I can make disable this batch job. Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm not able to show you immediately, but the impact is if you update this inventory closing and adjustment, if it is executed that process, what happens? It will update $80 whatever it is difference that will be posted as one account. Here, if you click on cancel, in this you will find one voucher like 80 will be updated extra. 80 will be updated extra, debit and credit. So whatever you have mapped in the item group, this will be posted because it is receipt, it is increasing the value. 80 will be plus here, debit, and minus 80 credit will be posted here. Like 1401200 account data to this account credit. If it is decreasing the value, it will update here because it is issue. So this account will be credit and this account will be debit. Okay, so this is it will update automatically. Then it will show you here. So my bad luck, this batch job is taking so much time. At least it is not started. Let me try one more attempt. Tomorrow I can show you. I mean to say Monday only it will be executed. Immediately if I want, you can see definitely.
Can you change the batch group, Satya?
Satya, change. You need to change 1 minute, count as 1 minute, and then you see the start time. You need to put it start time as say 5:60 or probably 5:57 something.
Yeah, that's
Then
what I did, but yeah, we'll see. What, 1 second. So I'm going to this reference, but actually time zone also it is referring.
is
Okay.
it the something with the UTC time?
Yeah, maybe. Let me verify what is the this company time zone or system time zone. System administration. Setup. System parameters. What is the time zone here? Otherwise, user options. No, not this one. Admin. We are doing admin. What is the time zone here? So it is GMT, Casablanca something.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
The same.
Okay. So it is currently showing time. Maybe we just say at 2 a.m.
So 1758 I'm entering. So 558. It is 556. I'm entering 558. Minute, 1 minute I will take. Okay. So I'm taking no end date. Anything is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I'm proceeding. We'll see. At least if it is completed in another 3 minutes, 4 minutes, also fine for us. So it is showing here. So earlier I have mapped 551. Now it is 558 scheduled start date. We'll wait for another 2 minutes. This is 57. Now I have mapped 558. But even it is, see, I have mapped 551. Then it should be updated. At least this should be executed. Whenever the time is, yeah.
Maybe you started the time was already passed. That's the reason.
I have verified. This is at the time of 550. I have intentionally mapped with 551.
Okay. Then I think there's a problem with the SQL server of running the batch jobs. That could be the.
Because I know like little bit, but I'm not completely expertise in this area. What is going on?
maybe the batch servers are not working. I mean,
Yeah,
we need
most
to
probably.
change the batch group.
We'll try then in that case, we'll execute one more. Yes, partially you are also correct. We'll see batch group with okay, if batch something I'm updating. Now it is 558. I will update with
But the batch
7.
group be empty. It should not be
Sorry?
a
Yeah, I have mapped already empty one, but some other person is suggesting like this. Should be empty. I know. Yeah, should be always empty. But I'm trying with one of our colleagues session. Okay, this is not my mistake. I'm sorry to say this one, but what happens if you execute this one? Any one of the batch, if it is executed, then what happens? Here in the inventory value details, it will update voucher. It will update the voucher like debit and credit. Debit and credit. So inventory value is increasing through this journal. Now, once it is updated, then if you can go to product information management, released products, FIFO item for this on hand inventory, it will update that 80 amount here in the search value. It will update the value 1400, and 1400 divided by 12, whatever the price is there, that cost price will be updated. That cost price will be updated. So what it means, it will be updated definitely. What it means, this FIFO or LIFO, it is not immediately affecting. If you map FIFO or LIFO, you need to run the inventory closing. It is must. You need to execute the inventory closing. This inventory closing, running of this inventory closing, it is must at least every month. At least every month. But if you want, you can map every day. You can map every week. You can map every bi-weekly or monthly. So inventory closing is must before generating a trial balance report. Usually any organization, they will generate trial balance and they will understand, they would like to understand the current position of the company, how it is, whether it is in a profit position or any loss, or what is the profit, if it is a loss, what is the loss, everything they need to monitor. Finance team, they will monitor inventory value. So for that purpose, inventory closing is mandatory. It is usually we will not execute this batch inventory closing manually. Will map one batch job, one scheduled recurring batch job, will map it automatically. That will be executed. That will be executed, and it will be updated the balance on hand inventory. Okay, understood the concept at least. I'm not able to show you the result, end result, but it is must. You need to run inventory closing. Here there are two terms. One is recalculation, another one is, so the same thing, inventory recalculation, the same thing you can find here also. Close inventory, both are same. In close inventory, you are not allowed to select specific item. It should be all. So let us understand. One is recalculate, another one is close. These two methods. So in this we have option to select item or item group, anything. Here this will execute for all. That is the major difference. And here in this, if you run this close, then you cannot post any transactions on that period. What it means, suppose on Monday, like a Monday, that is March 1st, I have executed this inventory closing for 28th February. 28th Feb I have executed. Now if I'm trying to post any transaction on 26th Feb or 27th Feb, system will not allow you. I have pending invoice, pending vendor invoice, or I have a sales order invoice, then I cannot. Whereas recalculation, it is equal to the inventory closing. It will allow you to post a transaction even it is recalculated. Understood the difference between these two? That is the major advantage. The major advantage is in this, once you execute the period close, you cannot post the backdated transactions. This one, it will allow you to post the transactions, backdated transactions. Understood? Any doubt here? Anyone has any doubt in this?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, we have attached FIFO in the item is still that calculation done based on the weighted average. So it always happen.
So always it will be posted weighted average. Even if you map FIFO, LIFO, weighted average, any mapping, it will be posted weighted average calculation only, because system will not calculate as per the method what we have mapped. If you run this inventory closing, you need to run either recalculate or close. Recalculate or close. If you execute either one, then only it will update with the actual FIFO calculation or LIFO calculation. Understood?
Okay.
Acha, one question here.
Yes.
This inventory calculation is mandatory on a monthly basis, even for the standard method also?
For standard, it is not required. For standard, it is not required, because for the standard, inventory calculation is not mandatory, because you are entering because there are two Venkats. So Venkat, you are from T&L or from finance?
From finance.
Okay. So actually, like inventory, like a costing sheet will be there. For standard cost will be used in general for manufacturing industries. In manufacturing, there is a costing sheet. Based on that costing sheet, the cost price will be updated. Because if you are doing manufacturing of the material, in that case, it is not only a purchase, because this is whatever we have observed, it is only purchase and sales. If you are doing manufacturing, I need to add so many costs, electricity charges, and like employee charges. There are so many components I need to include in the inventory costing. Am I right? So for that, there is a inventory costing, like costing sheet. One sheet will be there. There you are going to enter, one is material cost and one is like additional charges, hidden charges. It's not like hidden charges, like additional charges. The reason behind, because in the manufacturing process, you are combining three items into one item. Am I right? You are combining multiple items. So that's like finished goods cost should be updated with suppose component A plus component B plus component C. Then finished goods is D component. Then item A cost value, item B cost value, item C cost value, we need to combine. Okay, and then item D cost value will be updated. So not only item A cost, item B cost, item C cost, additional charges like electricity, because I need to spend a lot of electricity money, and I need to like maintain employees, I need to maintain machinery. For all these things, we need to map like some additional charges, that is costing sheet. But item A you are purchasing, item B you are purchasing, that item will not be standard cost, that will be a weighted average or FIFO or LIFO. So for that, in one shot means you are purchasing some items, that items whatever you are purchasing, that you will map FIFO or LIFO or weighted average. For that we need inventory closing process. For manufacturing of finished goods, we will map standard cost, because combination of A plus B plus C is result is D. So for that we will map standard cost. For the standard cost, it is not required inventory closing, but weighted average or LIFO or FIFO, we need like inventory closing. Is it clear, Venkat?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So anyone has any doubts here before going to proceed?
So Satya, can you please go to inventory model groups?
Yeah.
Would like to see how those FIFO, LIFO, how those are set up.
Sure. Yeah. FIFO, LIFO, weighted average. Yeah. Any specific you want? We'll discuss
No.
a lot about this. Yeah.
How is it calculated? Like what needs to be set up? Is it a predefined setup or we need to set up this?
This one. See, whenever you are doing, you are mapping which model is this one. This is FIFO, LIFO, LIFO date, weighted average date, weighted average date, standard cost, moving average.
So these are
These
predefined models.
are predefined models. It is very complex if you want to add one more model. It is not that much easy. You are touching the base of the functionality. Yes, please.
And what needs to be selected here? Stocked product, post fiscal inventory, post
Yeah,
fiscal.
we'll discuss these points. I need to explain you all these checkboxes. It is most important. Of course, it is a part of T&L. I'm going to continue on Monday. We'll discuss this one. If we have time for 5-10 minutes, we'll discuss some points. But I will discuss on Monday in depth. Definitely, we are going to discuss these checkboxes. Okay. It is important, most important. Okay, fine. I will discuss these points. Before going ahead, I would like to give you clear explanation. One is moving average and weighted average. So moving average, weighted average is a old method. Moving average is a new method. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I will be back in 1 minute. I will explain you about what is the differences. Give me 1 minute.
Satya, we cannot hear you.
He will come in 1 minute, he said.
Just 1 minute, has taken a break.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, here there are two methods. So weighted average and weighted average date, these two methods are old methods. It is available. but newly introduced from, I mean to say, these methods are available in the oldest version from 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, all versions. But from last 10 years, this is introduced, moving average. So we need to understand the difference between weighted average and moving average. Weighted average and moving average. Weighted average is, it will calculate weighted average from the very first. I mean to say, if the application is started using from 2016, from 2016, all the quantities, whatever it is there, it will calculate and it will do the weighted average. It will calculate all the historical data. So the performance of the application is huge if you are running weighted average. If you are mapping weighted average, the performance will be very huge. I mean to say, the burden to the application server is very huge, because it will calculate all the historical data and it will arrive the weighted average calculation. Whereas moving average, it is actually introduced for retail industry first. Later on, everyone is using this moving average. This moving average is more useful for particularly retail industry. Of course, for normal industries also will use moving average. Moving average is like, now it is 12 quantity. We have we have 12 quantity. So 12 multiply with 110, it is 1320 moving average value. Now I have purchased one more 5 quantity at the rate of 130. Then it will calculate average value of this quantity. If it is a weighted average, it will do for here like this. Then it is, system will calculate that value also here plus this one. So it will arrive the value. This is complex. Rather than this one, what the system is doing, taking this 1320 and this is like 110 cost price, now 5, this will calculate weighted average. Understood? Moving average is whatever it was happened, leave it. And what is the current value? This is the price, 12 quantity with 110 and 5 quantity with 130. Now it will calculate weighted average for this. Performance will be improved a lot. Of course, little bit slight differences will be there for weighted average and moving average calculations when compared with moving average and weighted average. But weighted average, moving average is like performance wise, it is very fast. Because why it is required, particularly if it is a retail industry, you will find some 30,000, 40,000 items. Every day there will be huge transactions will be posted. There is a huge transactions will be posted. Then in that case, it is complex to the system like to run this process. So this inventory closing process, it may take 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours also. That is the reason inventory closing will be executed in the offline business hours. I mean to say, at midnight, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, they will map this inventory closing after business hours. So it may run this 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, it may run. Even sometimes if it is a holiday kind of thing, whenever it is there, at that time they will map. Make sense? Clear this one first? The difference between weighted average and moving average.
But for moving average to arrive to the weighted average, it has to be, I mean, 1320, right, in this example. So
Yeah.
how it will arrive to that 1320 if weighted average is not selected?
No, it is weighted. Moving average means, see, moving average means weighted average only. So moving average is, first it will calculate like this. The same.
Okay.
After this, Now one more moving average. Twelve multiply with 110 plus 5 multiply with 650 130 divided by the same calculation 15 10 12 plus 5. This is the calculation. If it is weighted average, if it is a weighted average, then it is a big task. Like this. Getting my point?
Yes, yes.
This is weighted average calculation. This is moving average. As already it was calculated for some of the quantity, it will not touch that one. It will weighted average, it will touch the historical data. So slight difference will be there for these two. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So you understood now the differences. So usually I have used FIFO and LIFO. Earlier it is weighted average. Nowadays I'm using moving average. If it is a manufacturing, we'll use standard cost. So it was introduced this weighted average date and LIFO date. Usually I have not used. Within the date, within the one day, it is calculating LIFO. Within the day, it is calculating weighted average. To be frankly, I have not used much about these two. So you are clear now, FIFO, LIFO, weighted average, and standard cost and moving average. Okay, fine. Just I will introduce about item model group today. Okay, so it is mandatory. You need to run this inventory closing batch job offline business hours. Yes, please. Someone is speaking something.
So while closing the inventory, it is asking for the fallback warehouse, right, Satya? So what is that
Now it was
fallback
updated.
warehouse?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fine. Okay, you are okay. Let me show you that one. Let me verify whether the batch is executing. We tried with many batches. It is something issue with batch job, to be frankly. Okay, so what is this fallback warehouse? We have discussed in inventory. Who is asking? It is finance or SCM consultant?
Yes,
Sorry,
yeah.
I don't know the name. SCM. Okay, so we have discussed this point. If you remember, fallback warehouse. What is this fallback warehouse means? Suppose intercompany stock transfer I'm going to start most probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. You are going to learn in SCM consultants. You are going to learn purchase order versus sales order. Means if both companies are your companies only, then you are like suppose one company is purchasing, another company is sales. That is COSO, intercompany stock transfer. I have one company in Hyderabad. I have a company in Bangalore. Both are my companies only. Then rather than purchasing from some other company, I will purchase from Bangalore company. So for Hyderabad company, it is a purchase. For Bangalore company, it is a sales. That is called intercompany stock transfer. At that time, if I'm creating a purchase order, automatically sales order will be created in the back end. I mean to say in the opposite company, it will create based on the setups. If it is creating a sales order, if the item don't have default warehouses, then it will take this warehouse. That is called fallback warehouse. Because purchase order is creating automatically one sales order is creating, then that sales order should have one warehouse. Understood? If I am not mapped, if I am closing this one, it will show you pop-up message, one pop-up message. if you are using intercompany, remember to specify a fallback warehouse intercompany.com to ensure that the system can identify a warehouse when create a order lines. A fallback warehouse can be set in the inventory management parameters. Understood? This is for intercompany stock transfer. Definitely I will show you in SM consultants. You are going to learn in 2-3 days about stock transfers.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Let me go back. Inventory management. Usually we need to map fallback warehouse. Give me 2 minutes time. Inventory management parameters. Let me map fallback warehouse. Okay, so let me start today. We'll continue on Monday. The first checkbox, stocked product. So if you enable this stocked product, then it is on-hand inventory will be tracked. On-hand inventory will be tracked. If it is disabled, there will not be an on-hand inventory. What do you mean by on-hand inventory here? Like as I told you another example last time, installation. Suppose there is air conditioner. If you are selling or if you are purchasing, there should be installation is mandatory. Or geysers, water heaters. So installation is required. So installation charges also will be usually it will be included in the item. So I need to create 2 items. One is air conditioner and another one is air conditioner installation. For the installation, I don't want any stocked quantity checkbox. That is expense item or income, expense or income. If it is a purchase, it is like expenses. If it is like sales, you are getting an income of this material. You are getting a revenue because you are sending your employee and then you are getting revenue. Okay, so that is expense items. So for stocked product, usually for normal items, we will map this checkbox. For expense items, in general, will not map this checkbox. If you remove this checkbox, automatically there are so many checkboxes are disabled and it was enabled only one checkbox. So what it means, if it is a FIFO or LIFO, we learned like whenever you have learned just now physical cost amount and financial cost amount. Physical cost amount means it is posting from here. This one. Post physical inventory. Post financial inventory means the finance. So at the time of product receipt, this accounts will be posted. At the time of invoicing, this will be posted. That is we saw just now. So to update these balances, I need these checkboxes. So in general, these 2 checkboxes will be selected so that physical inventory and financial inventory updated. Physical inventory for product receipt and packing slip. Financial inventory is for invoicing, whether it may be a customer invoice or a vendor invoice. Clear? If it is a expense items, I don't need this one. Installation, it will update only this one. This is enough. Okay, this is enough. Okay, so for expenses items we'll map, and this is for standard cost. If you are mapping standard cost, so all the default setups will be available in USMF. Showing in USMF. So if it is a standard cost, we will enable this checkbox. If it is a FIFO, we will not enable this one. LIFO will not enable. Only for standard cost will enable this checkbox. Post to deferred revenue account on sales delivery. What this means, actually cost price you are updating in the system properly. Like at the time of purchase also, suppose you are purchasing the material and you are manufacturing the material, both. Sometimes I'm purchasing, sometimes I'm manufacturing. Then in that case, during purchases, it will post deferred revenue account, because through purchases it is to like 550 rupees. Through manufacturing, I'm getting at the rate of 480 rupees. Through manufacturing, I'm getting 480, but through purchases, I'm getting 550. Then cost price is getting varied. For the production item, sometimes I need to purchase immediately, I need emergency, so I need to purchase. Then the cost price is different. Purchase price is 550. At that time, the cost price is updating 550. But actually, if you are manufacturing, it is 480. Then the difference between those two, 70 will be posted to this account. Understood? So furthermore, we'll discuss Monday on Monday morning 6 a.m. IST. But just I have introduced about these postings. These 4 postings are related to finance. These 4 are related to finance. Remaining this downside, whatever it is there, it is related to T&L. We need to discuss a lot. Even though it is a T&L, please join for finance people also for Monday. Most probably from Tuesday we'll make it separate. Only one day we'll continue both finance and T&L together. Okay, I need to explain you this item model group in detail. Okay, we'll continue on Monday at 6 a.m. IST. I'm stopping here for today. So these 4 transactions are 4 checkboxes are related to financial postings, and remaining all are, of course, these 2 are related to inventory closing. These all are because it is a part of financial calculations, that is it was one separated, and this completely, these all are related to T&L. These all are related to T&L, but please join finance team also. It is, you are welcome to understand about some topics related to T&L also. It is most important for SCM consultant, but for T&L, for finance consultant also, if you learn, that will be good for you. Okay, I'm stopping here. Anyone has any doubts, please? So please practice with example like whatever I have given. One FIFO, one LIFO. Every time try to create a new item and try to verify. I don't think so you in your system batch job will create problems. If it is executed immediately in 1 or 2 minutes, you can see the results. Okay, fine. You can have some examples like if you more practice, particularly for T&L consultants, you should know about inventory closing a lot. So practice a number of times. Practice a number of times with new item, every time new item, so that you will understand the functionality, how it is working. FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average and moving average also. Whatever I have given example here, you can do like this. This is moving average, this is weighted average. Okay, actually you need to update. I have not continued. It is like this. Then value will come. This is weighted average. This is moving average, because already calculated something, and now next it will calculate like this. Okay, so this actually inventory closing is you have learned maybe in ICWA, if it is 100%, whatever you have learned today and whatever it is, whatever you have learned, it may be 2 to 3% or 5%, not more than that. there is a vast subject in ICWA about inventory costing. Inventory costing is a very big subject in ICWA. If you love mathematics calculations, ICWA is very nice certification, valued certification. Okay, I'm stopping here. We'll connect once again on Monday at 6 a.m. IST. If it is a link is changed, I will let you know the link. Otherwise, if it is the link is okay, I will continue with the same link. Otherwise, I will ping in the group. Okay, fine. See you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome.